Hello, and welcome back. Oh boy. Welcome back to Doomed. Not so solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror, the card game with a focus on roleplay and storytelling. You'll have to excuse me. It must be the ash in the air that's causing me to cough like this. Because I am joined today not only by a horrific hellscape, but I am joined today by the Crosshair.
Hello.
Hi, the Crosshair. It's just
Hi.
bad timing for me. You don't talk for 2 minutes and have a sip of coffee, and then all of a sudden, your body's just got to throw you under the bus.
All the phlegm comes out.
Isn't that part of the Cthulhu summoning ritual? Phlegm?
All the phlegm.
Phlegm. That's the one. Hello, Roger Twy. Good morning to you, early friend, as well. You must be up early as well. I've been enjoying Doomed sort of quote-unquote early. For me, we normally do, of course, Eastern evening streams, but as I've mentioned on many previous streams, I used to record Doomed. I think specifically my Dunwich playthrough was all pre-recorded. So I would just go in Sunday morning, I'd sit in the office and do a couple sessions back to back, record them. It was kind of fun, but it's much more fun with people in the chat.
Yeah, it's also probably why the voice can go a bit wonky, because it's early morning.
Mm-hmm. That's the one. Very true. We got to warm up into it. And speaking of warming up, today on Doomed, today on Doomed, this is scenario 7, so the penultimate scenario, I believe, of Cyclopean Foundations, the fan-made campaign for Arkham Horror, the card game. Today's scenario is called Pyroclastic Flow, which, I mean, I had a good guess, but I did have to look it up, which is like running lava. So, the flow that comes down the mountainside of the volcano.
Yeah, Roger Twy got it.
Yeah.
Magma.
So, given that we know our investigators are flammable, I'm obviously a little concerned about today, but we're just gonna have to see what happens, really.
Tomes hold well in fire.
Yeah, I think famously, right? Famously, books made of paper, pretty good.
Don't burn.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna, as always, we'll do a little sum up of where we are in the campaign. We'll do our intro or setup, and we'll take a look at what we need to do, and then we'll dive right in. Something I haven't done in ages. If you're watching this on YouTube, hi! Thank you so much for watching this after the fact. We'd love for you to join us live, but I know that sometimes it's hard to do depending on time zones. But for those of you watching, thank you, or listening even. There's a timestamp in the description as to where we actually start the playing. I try to start right before we draw our opening hands, just in case you're like, yada yada, get to the good stuff. But the good stuff is the storytelling, my friends. Oh, I hear something happening. Hang on, let's go see what Crosshair's up to. Hey, whoa! Well, now that's fun. That's fun. Some good old American nickels, brought over from the good old US of A, by me, Joe Diamond, and you, Daisy Walker.
There's 4 heads, so...
Okay.
Tails, heads, tails. It should be heads then.
Okay. This is how Agnes this is how Agnes kind of does her predictions.
Yeah.
Totally.
Will we die? Heads, yes. Tails, no.
Yay! Thanks, Agnes. Whoever. The fates. So, I won't do a full sum up of where we have gotten to in the campaign, but just briefly, because there was a good little divide about halfway through the campaign, between scenarios 4 and 5. Daisy and Joe, in pursuit of a cult that hopes to raise the lost island of Relia and resummon the old one, the ancient one, whatever, Cthulhu. The cult made up of Freemasons and spooks and fixers and all sorts of people from all over the world are converging near Singapore for this ritual. Daisy and Joe made their way there on a populated kind of cruise liner. When they got to Singapore, they were basically placed in a shield of strange geometry that kind of, I mean, they almost managed to break it before it consumed them, and they were lost in time and space for some unknown amount of time, having their minds bent and broken by the strange sorcery of the cult. But they managed to escape, and they know now that the cultists are on their way to nearby Krakatoa, which is, of course, a volcano in the Southeast Asian sort of region. Famously exploded in 1882 or something, around that time. 1880, anyway, something like that. Big explosion that was felt around the world, and then I think it was active for some time after. Which is where we find ourselves headed, which is a little scary, but, you know, gotta stop the cult.
Just those Friday things.
Yeah, exactly. No big deal. And I think that's sort of where we're at. There's going to be some setup, and there's going to be some, you know, how did Daisy and Joe get here situations. So far, so far the campaign has been really exciting. I think it's been really cool mechanics. Daisy and Joe have been really up and down in terms of, like, what their tomes and gear and what they've been able to manage, and then every so often they'll just get totally swatted down by, like, you know, the group of TikTok men and so on and so forth. All sorts of people coming to get them. But
mostly it's been fine.
Mostly it has been fine. Mostly it's been a lot of fun, for sure. I mean, I will say that to be sure.
Yeah. Fun in failure.
Fun in failure. Well, I think we're ready to dive in. I just want to see kind of where we're starting, because yeah, that's it. Let's just dive in with Scenario 7, Pyroclastic Flow. With the cult's destination known, you scour the Singapore harbor for any ship willing to take you to Krakatoa. It's gonna be tough. With the travel warning and the worsening weather, you have difficulty finding any ships ready to leave port, much less travel to the Sunda Strait. After several increasingly desperate hours, you finally meet a weathered fisherman named Sukaman, who agrees to hear you out. The old Indonesian man pays close attention as you speak, but seems to study you more than the words you say. You offer Sukaman as much as you can, but he simply holds his hand up. "You must be truly desperate, or perhaps a fool," he muses, eyes still locked on you. "But I trust that Almighty God has sent you to me. I will help you." Thanks, Sukaman. You waste no time in casting off from Singapore, setting immediate course for the Sunda Strait. The days in transit give you time to prepare yourself and Sukaman for the ordeals ahead. It's difficult to summarize your goal without sounding like a crackpot theorist, not something that Daisy and Joe usually worry about. But the fisherman responds with a troubled look on his face. "There are a great many things in this world that I do not understand, but I understand the sea above all else. It has been a companion to me through many long voyages, and I know its rhythm and swell like I know my own heartbeat. Its rhythm has faltered." Sukaman pauses, brow furrowed in concentration. "Only once before have I seen it falter, years ago when madness struck the artists of Singapore. One drowned himself in the harbor beside my boat. I can still remember his expression. It was the same as yours when you first approached me, only filled with despair. The madness stopped at the same time that the sea regained its rhythm, but I never forgot. That is why I agreed to help you. You know what has affected the sea, and you mean to stop it. Again, I trust that God has brought you to me for this task, to return the seas to normal, and perhaps much more." You stand... I'm just gonna adjust the music. You stand beside him in silence, contemplating his words and the burden that lies on your shoulders. Preventing the rise of Cthulhu was not what you signed up for when you accepted Wycliffe's offer nearly 2 months ago, but the stakes are clear. Stop the architects, or the world will be embroiled in madness. A sudden gasp from Sukaman rouses your attention, and he points ahead to the sea before the ship. Unmistakably, the horizon is bending. Ooh. That's
Horizon
cool.
Zero Bend.
Horizon Zero Bend. I love it. Roger Twy wants to know how magnets work. It's a great question, Roger Twy. Strange architecture? Geomancy? I just call it magic and move on.
There's actually a explanation that inside every magnet there's a little goblin that keeps pushing the magnet towards rich minerals like metals.
Which is, of course, our magnetic north. Oh, that makes sense. Perfect. Okay, Roger Twy, glad we could help. Let's have a look here. Setup. So, we're gathering some cards, we're setting them aside, whatever. Check the campaign log. If you have 17 or more notice, gather the cards from the countermeasures and counter set, which I think we've only used once, thank goodness. It was kind of crappy. We have 13 notice, baby. So that's
Lucky number's 13.
good. Not too much notice. Create the voyage deck. This is done by gathering each single-sided card with the voyage trait. Choose one location and one treachery at random and remove them from the game. Shuffle the remaining voyage cards together. Okay, I'm going to do that. And down here there's a little note card that says voyage setup. So I'm shuffling the treacheries and I'm removing one from the game. We're shuffling the locations and we're removing one from the game. And then we are putting these all together. Whee! Done. Put Sukumen's ship location into play. That's where we begin. He is also there at the ship. Set the following cards aside. Check the campaign log. If the cult's project nears completion, use Act 3 Deconstruction version 1. I believe that is the case, and I believe I've already done that. The cult's project nears completion. Yeah, so I took it out of this bag here for the Act deck. And that is that. For setup.
It doesn't say the Act doesn't say the deconstruction version 1, but I believe it's that.
I think it's Act 3, yeah, so we'll just make sure when we get there. Yeah, so I took it out of this bag that's marked the cult's project nears completion. I have to assume we're okay. Alright, Agenda 1A, Slow Burn. The glow of emerging magma dots the disjointed horizon. Ruh-roh. The cult's work has begun, and already Krakatoa's new volcanic islands are being thrust upward and about like popcorn kernels. Your approach to the center Your approach to the center of operations will be all the more hazardous now. 7 Doom.
Yay!
It'll be fine. Act 1A, Fractured Voyage. I always love to know what the objectives are, Like, oh, so exciting. Sukumen grips the steering wheel and shouts at you to get on deck. He'll keep you on course provided you can repel the cult agents, oh boy, and act as his spotter through the warped seascape. Forced. At the end of the round, that's after upkeep before mythos, if there are no voyage cards in play, reveal the top card of the voyage deck. Objective. If there are 6 cards beneath Sukumen's ship, advance. Okay.
So the art is really cool. I only now noticed that it's a bent sea.
Oh yeah, I thought that was like a waterfall or something, but you're right. This is just the world has sort of folded up in on itself. Oh, that's so sick. I love that. Okay, if there are 6 cards beneath Sukumen's ship, advance. All right. So
and there are 6 voyage cards.
So let's see here. So we start at Sukumen's ship. I guess we'll... Oh! Very nice. One side is light, one side is dark. Very, anyway, I'm just remembering. It's in Lost, one of the early episodes of Lost. They talk about light and dark as a motif. Very nice, Crosshair. Keep finding these things.
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah.
Oh, I love infinite, there's infinite little, what are these, little checker pieces or something? I don't know. Stones, I guess.
They are for a game called Go, I believe.
Ah, yes, which I've heard of, certainly, but never played. Is there anything else we need to do? We should look at Sukumen's ship. We'll look at when we've drawn, but we have Sukumen here and he's face up, so we can look at him. The fisherman's ship is light but sturdy, meant for long voyages throughout Indonesia's waters, and able to be crewed by very few. Excellent. So, it's just us, probably. No, at least I'm sure he's got a crew. Okay, Sukumen the Intrepid Captain is an asset. He's here at Sukumen's ship. And it says reaction, which is optional. After a card is moved beneath Sukumen's ship, exhaust him. look at the top 2, 1 per investigator, cards of the encounter deck or any player deck. Return them to the top of that deck in any order. Any investigator at Sukumen's location may activate this ability. Seems nice.
And no limit.
No. He exhausts, but after a card is moved beneath him as well. So, but you're right, which is nice. So at least we can...
The encounter cards we would draw anyway, and I would draw 2 cards anyway, so it's kind of a meh, but...
That's true. That's true. At least looking at what's coming up in the encounter deck gives us a good idea. Like, we can rearrange them a little bit, right? So who's going to draw which one kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well. TT, hello. Welcome to Doomed. As you can hear, of course, I am joined today by the Crosshair.
Aye.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna... Your glasses developed legs. That's the first time I've heard that expression. TT, I love it. And I'm hoping you don't mean in some sort of horrible eldritch way where your glasses literally have legs and like ran off. Right? That would be horrible.
I do.
I want that. Crosshair, who do you think should be the lead investigator for our voyage out to the volcanic island of Krakatoa?
I think Joe is more...
You're like, not me. Not me. Not it.
Not it. Raises finger to nose.
Damn it. Okay, gotcha. We know what we have to do, which is... Well, TT, I'll catch you up really quick. We're on our way to the volcanic island of Krakatoa, which is currently erupting with pyroclastic flow. New islands are being formed, and potentially the cult of Cthulhu is re-summoning it, from beneath the waters. We have to get there, is the first step. So, if there are 6 cards beneath Sukumen's ship, advance. At the end of the round, if there are no voyage cards in play, reveal the top card of the voyage deck. So we have to try to... Whatever these things are, we have to try to clear them and put them underneath Sukumen to advance. But I think that's it, which means I believe it is time for us to draw our opening hands. Let's do it.
Let's get doomed.
Let's get doomed. All right. Is there anything else we need to do? I don't think so. That's a weakness. Definitely don't mind these, but I don't think I want them.
I don't want that.
This is so good, but I don't know if I actually want this.
That.
Hey, me too, TT. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad, actually. That's pretty good.
Yeah, just gonna draw 1.
Ooh, lovely.
Okay.
Well, I will reveal the top card of my hunch deck at the at the beginning of the investigation phase. Well, that's me. That's old Joe. We'll have a look at where we start, what we're starting with, and so on. But looking out at the horizon, I think, seeing the world folding in on itself, Joe's now multiply, whatever. His mind has been fractured multiple times, and I think for whatever reason, this same case keeps coming back to him over and over, and it's driving him mad that he will never be able to solve it. Yeah. Let's have a look at our location, I guess, and then we'll see where we're at. Sukumen's ship is a 2-shroud location with 0 clues. It says while there are any enemies at Sukumen's ship, it gets +2 shroud. Forced. If an investigator would be forced to move from Sukumen's ship, and there are no connecting locations in play, you have to take 2 damage or lose an action. Choose 1.
Yeah, basically trying to fall off the ship.
Exactly. If you're pushed off the ship for some reason, it Yeah, it hurts.
Mogwais are fine. To get them wet and feed them after midnight.
Exactly. I have a pretty easy kind of start because I just have to gear up, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay, Roger.
Unsolved case on turn 1 with geared up is kind of...
It happens. It happens. It's the disadvantage of gearing up with Joe. Every so often, there are cards that other people can take cards that would give you an action, or like Carson Sinclair the Butler can give you an action, and then you could use it to clear it. But it is what it is. So Joe's unsolved case is going to eat at his mind. I don't think there's much I can do, but that's okay. I am going to gear up to start, which means I'm going to play a couple of cards from my hand, item cards at a reduced cost. That's one resource, that's 3 resources, and that is a last resource. Joe has a number of his sort of tools handy with him, but he realizes if nothing else, he's definitely going to need a weapon, because there will be people trying to assail them before they can get to the ship. However, below decks, he's also found something very strange. A chart. Sort of a chart of the oceans, but not something he can really interpret. But staring at it seems to resolve the geometry around him a little bit, which is kind of cool. And that, my friend, is my turn.
Daisy is obviously, while Joe is showing the captain the chart, the Eon chart for possibly getting through these things, Daisy offers a compass.
Oh, well, that's useful, right? Useful for navigation?
Yeah. Although, and I'm obviously gonna choose a hand slot.
Okay.
So that's in play. And I'm gonna this is just gonna take a moment to gather her stuff and draw.
Okay.
And Daisy's just gonna gather her stuff and draw.
Okay.
Because I don't have anything else to do.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing on this location.
No, we're waiting to see what the voyage brings us, but we're kind of preparing ourselves. Must have some exciting stuff sitting there though, ready to slap out. At the
the compass is that the +1 to all skills happens for the round, so doing it at the end.
So no point in playing a hand slot item right away.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the investigation phase. Joe's unsolved case goes in his threat area. He wasn't able to play it, unfortunately. But there are no enemies, so Sukumin shouts back towards Joe and Daisy to hold the line, kind of direct him as he navigates towards the island through the choppy waters. And this brings us to upkeep. Draw a card and gain a resource.
Oh yay.
Right away, huh?
Yeah. And that means I have to throw away Manipulate Destiny.
Too bad. Sorry, Destiny. It is now the end of the round, which means if there are no Voyage cards in play, reveal the top card of the Voyage deck. Basalt Columns. Revelation put it into play. This is a 4-shroud 2-clue location, which, okay. It's obviously out of the water before them, through the mists and the ash, rises these columns of stone, this sort of small island. 4-shroud 2 clues. Free trigger, take a horror, reduce its shroud by 2 until the end of your turn, limit once per turn. Free trigger, spend 2 clues as a group, move each investigator and enemy on the columns to Sukumin's ship, flip it, and move it beneath Sukumen's ship out of play.
Okay.
So
Get clues. Move everything.
yeah, and then it will be out of play, and we can kind of continue along. So we're trying to help him, I guess, navigate through this this little island here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something. Mythos phase. As they see the columns rising up before them, we go to 1 out of 7 doom. They look forward, Joe and Daisy preparing to help navigate as we draw our encounter cards. Let's see what we get here. Haphazard convergence. This is a paradox. Obviously, as Joe watches the columns rise before him, even the strange interpretings of the Eon chart can't stop him from continually sort of shifting and moving. Revelation, put it into play in your threat area. At the end of your turn, if you did not move, test will 4. If you fail, take 2 horror. Action, as your first action, discard haphazard convergence. You cannot take move actions during your turn.
That might actually be fine.
I think so. I think we're going to be okay.
I'm thinking that Daisy might be able to clear basalt columns in 1 turn.
That would be really nice. I have the chart as well, which kind of... but it does count as a basic action. Damn, okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would count as like a free, and then it would be able to get me around haphazard convergence, but it isn't. That's okay.
Oh, right. What else?
Yeah, what else?
Well, it's a hybrid infiltrator. Spawn location with the lowest shroud, aloof. Troll location with the highest shroud. And the end of the mythos phase, if hybrid infiltrator is at a location with 3 or higher shroud value, place 1 to 1 in the hybrid infiltrator.
Okay, so it starts... Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we've seen this before.
Yeah.
So we basically can put it to Sukima's ship.
We have to. It's and it's aloof, right?
Yeah, Sukiman's ship is a 4 shroud also, because there's no enemies currently there.
While there are any enemies, it gets +2 shroud.
Oh, right.
Which is and I see what they're doing here. Now that it's here, it becomes a 4 shroud location.
Yeah,
which is fun, but it's okay. Joe can try to beat this guy up.
Yeah, I was thinking that this was rather well placed cards. You can't move, but you can fight, and I can move and investigate.
And I cross my fingers that will work out for us as we go back to the investigation phase. Pow. And I will reveal working a hunch, which doesn't... I mean, if I get over there, I could get a clue, but it's not very useful right now.
Should I just go for it?
Go for it. Go for it, Daisy. Get us through this basalt column island.
Actually, I'd like to do something else first, but should I clear the basalt columns or... It's a bit expensive.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at my health.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean that's a good point. We certainly don't have we can't afford to sit around and wait forever, but I agree with you that Daisy's health is of the utmost concern. So if there's something that she needs to do, I think that's no bad thing.
But yeah, it costs a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna risk it.
Okay.
Risk it for biscuit.
Great.
So, Daisy notices the basalt columns and gets her encyclopedia out. Oh, right, but I can't still get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
You can.
Yeah. So compass trigger, so that's +1 to everything.
It exhausts as well because you can't use it more than once. which is good, I think.
Right.
It's for the best.
Right. Then Daisy's gonna hop off the boat to the columns. What kind of stuff are we looking at? -3, -2. Yeah. So as a free action, I'm gonna use 1 and pump up the investigation to 8.
Okay, great.
Investigate. Yeah,
Seems good.
that's it. So 8 to 4. Cool.
Good thing, too.
So that's 1. I didn't really get all the stuff I wanted, but good enough.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, right? There's always the pressures of the mythos are always keeping us from being able to do everything we want. We have to be kind of unprepared, and every so often do our best here. Okay, Joe. Meanwhile, is staying on the ship because coming out of the darkness is a sailor who he kind of tries to flag down and send him to go and assist Daisy in mapping out the island or route through it. But as soon as the man draws closer, Joe can see that it is no man. It is a hybrid. It's one of those strange kind of fishy creatures. As my first action, As my first action, I'm going to discard haphazard convergence. Joe is going to focus in on the man directly in front of him. The man's geometry doesn't shift, so he can at least focus on him. So I can't take move actions. That's fine. Second action, I'm going to engage Mr. Hybrid Infiltrator. And then I'm going to punch him. Straight up. The question is, do I want to do anything else? And not anything else, but I'm going to commit 1 combat icon to this to make it 5 to 3. And we're going to try to punch Joe is going to how dare you infiltrate this ship? Circumman, help! And he's going to kind of tussle with him and try to toss him over the edge. 5 to 3. Nice. Done. Joe throws the man overboard bodily, where he makes no sound as he splashes into the ocean. Boop. I will take an evidence on dissection tools. Where are you? Evidence. Perfecto. Okay. And that is us. Yeah, perfect. So, dead hybrid infiltrator. The clues have begun coming in, so we move past the enemy phase and straight to upkeep.
Oh.
I like to imagine Daisy sort of on top of this sort of like rocky outcropping, like peering across, trying to find a way to navigate through this sort of the columns, wind whipping at the coat around her body.
Yeah, and she drops one of the ancient stones while she's doing it.
Swoosh. As it moves in. The forced effect says if there are no voyage cards in play, reveal the top card of the voyage deck. There is currently, so we don't reveal the next card. We go to 2 out of 7 doom as we attempt to navigate our way through the columns, and we draw our encounter cards.
Oh, yeah.
Aha! This is, of course, rising out of the mists is a man who is marching towards the ship, perhaps across the water. This is the Agent of the Deep, a 3/3/2 sorcerer. He's a hunter with Retaliate, but it says he gets +1 fight and +1 damage if you have 10 or more notice in your campaign log. Now, I know we don't have 20 or more notice, so thankfully that doesn't count. So he is a 4/3/2 who does 2 damage and 1 horror. Yeah.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, Joe's now tangling with this sorcerer, but that's not, at least, not too bad.
Let's see what the basalt stones have for.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, a rain of cinder. A Arkham card or a metal album.
Yeah, it's so cool. I love it.
Put Rain of Cinder in your threat area. So basically, cinder is flying everywhere, of course. Forced at the end of your turn, if you did not move during your turn, test agility 4. As your first action, discard Rain of Cinders. You cannot take move actions during your turn, which is fine.
It is fine. You're right. I think this is going to be okay.
It is a lost action, but
yeah. I mean, but at least it's only one, I guess. Excuse me. Well, I know Joe's going to have to deal with the agent. I know Daisy's going to have to deal with, well, trying to get all of these clues and so on. What are your thoughts? Did you want to try for it first? See where we get to?
at the end of your turn, if you did not move during your turn, does the movement from basalt columns count as a move?
Yep. Yeah, you because move each investigator. So yeah, that would count as a move.
So I don't have to get rid of Rain of Cinders now.
No. I mean, I think eventually you'll want to because otherwise it's going to be really tricky.
But I can do that on the ship later. So I'm just gonna use another secret to bump up with the encyclopedia.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna investigate 7 to 4 and yeah, let's throw that in there.
Okay.
So 9 to 4.
Okay. Great.
Well, 7 to 4 would have been fine, but
yeah. Daisy's curiosity, of course, is what drives her to try to accomplish the goals she needs to do.
Yeah. And now I have 2, so as a fast action, spend 2 clues. Move each investigator and enemy on basalt columns to Sukiman's ship, flip basalt column and move it beneath Sukiman's ship. I shall do that.
Great. So that's a free action.
Yeah. Move. And this goes beneath Sukiman's.
Annoyingly, I for whatever reason, yeah. Oh no, that'll work. There we go. Excuse me.
We won't see how many there are, but we know how many there are because there's voyage locations.
Did you want to use Sukimen's ability because we moved a card underneath his ship?
Oh, right. This stuff happened before we did that. Yeah. I guess I could look at the encounter cards.
Yeah, may as well, right?
Yeah. So look at the 2.
And then you can put them back in any order.
Okay. So.
Excuse me.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Any thoughts about the future, Daisy? Does Sukimen say anything ahead that's exciting?
Yeah, you might prep your agility stuff.
Oh, good. Yeah, all right. Sounds good to me.
Sorry about that.
No.
But as the second action of the turn, Daisy is gonna command the agent of the deep.
Oh, great. Okay.
And I could exhaust it, but are you gonna kill it this turn?
My hope is to kill it, because otherwise it'll, hunt us forever.
Okay. Then the agent of the deep will show Daisy some mercy and heal for 2.
2, you're right, because he gets +1 damage because of our notice.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna take my power over back in hand.
Great. Perfect.
3 resources to heal 2, but
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. That's me.
Okay. Did you play? Sorry, I realize you said as my second action, but I realize because power word is fast, right? I'm just trying to remember what we did for actions now.
Oh, right. So I got the clue, and it was a fast action to move. Then power word was fast.
And you used your tome. You used your encyclopedia.
Yeah, that was the free action.
And then mercy. Yeah.
The second action was to use mercy, so I do have one more. I could exhaust it, or actually, oh yeah, I can't use mercy twice. I could exhaust the agent of the deep if that helps.
It does, yeah. It would prevent it from retaliating. You could take a resource so that you have money for the future. You can, there are options.
I'll exhaust it.
Great.
Like, take a nap before taking the power word back.
Oh, actually, here, I'll just put him here. This is, of course, Daisy's command over the sort of strange, lingual magic has improved, certainly. And the agent of the deep doesn't quite know what to make of it. He is a cultist after all, but thought that he was the only one with magical powers.
You read my Necronomicon?
Joe, meanwhile, is going to try to defeat this guy. Hey, baby, I heard you're into lingual magic. I know, Roger Twy. I'll allow it, Roger Twy. I just finished a book called The Battle of the Linguistic Mages? I don't remember what it's called now. Clearly, I must have loved the book if I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, it was about, it was this wild sci-fi fantasy thing about people learning how to do magic based on tones. So it was all vocal magic, but you had to use a certain kind of subset of human phonics. It was wild. It was really wild. Anyway, I want to defeat this agent of the deep. I have 4 combat. I want to do 3 damage. I'd love to do 3 damage in 1 hit, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, it might. You don't happen to have any combat icons to throw me, eh, buddy? Daisy?
No, not okay. Like I want to throw to you.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, well then in that case, I guess, use it or lose it, right? We're going to, let's see, 2 + 2 combat, 6 to 3. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to shoot it with a bullet. So Joe, seeing this agent of the deep sort of reeling from Daisy's magical voice, is going to ready a shot with his 45, ready to defeat the creature. This takes me up to 6 combat, so 6 to 3. 6 to 4, I'm sorry. 6 to 4, because he has +1 fight. You know what?
Then I can throw you.
Oh, well, no, hang on. I have an ability here. I have something. I was just thinking if I wanted to use it, but I do. It's just it's fine. Yeah, so this takes me up to 8 for a vicious blow.
8 to 4 is safe.
Pretty good, I would say. 8 to 4, -4. Incredible. All right. So, +1 damage from the 45. +1 damage from the vicious blow. 3 damage. It's about as good as it gets. Considering I drew
Well,
a
it's
minus.
all the damage you need.
Blam! Leaning forward, Joe manages to put a bullet squarely between the eyes of the Agent of the Deep. And as he topples over the side of the ship, Joe turns back to Sukumin, wiping his brow. You know, what can we do here? I have a couple actions left. I'm going to gain a resource, and then I'm going to play Guard Dog for 3. This is... there is a dog on board the ship, which, again, Joe finds very strange. Sukumin never mentioned it, but this creature seems to have been following him across the world. If it is, of course, the same dog, which maybe, but maybe not. And that is the end of the investigation phase.
Yep. Again, no enemies.
No enemies, so we go straight to keep.
Okay. Arcane indictment goes away.
By enlightenment. It is the end of the round, which means that we reveal the top card of the voyage deck. Joe and Daisy, excuse me, having cleared their path through the basalt columns and defeated the man who was trying to stop them, I'm going to reveal the next card, which is, of course, a wall of water. This is a hazard and a paradox. Put it into play next to the act deck and add 2 clues to Sukumin's ship. This effect cannot be cancelled or ignored. I'm going to do that. So at least this might be okay. Oh, sorry, Crosshare. I'll leave it there for now. Wall of Water cannot leave play except for the free triggered ability printed on it. At the end of the investigator phase. Ooh, at the end of the investigator phase, if there are any clues on Sukumin's ship, each investigator takes 2 damage. Free trigger, spend 2 clues as a group, flip Wall of Water and move it beneath Sukumin's ship out of play. So, rising up before them, it is not a tsunami. It is a solid sheet of water hanging above the ship, ready to collapse down onto them. Yes.
I said we're fine.
Right, because you know, in
Daisy
fact...
knows the future.
Yeah, Daisy knows the future. And in fact, let's see what Joe's future... Oh no! Battering waves! This is not the sheet of water that's battering Joe. It's a little rogue wave that rises up over the side. Test agility 3. If you fail, take a damage and move to the connecting location with the lowest shroud value. Because there are no connecting locations, I would either take another 2 damage or lose an action.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's okay. I think...
now I can add an icon.
Hmm?
Or is it the waste to add an icon to this?
Well, I'm not going to. I'm going to take it at evens, so it would... one icon would take the -1s out of the bag and give me a slightly better chance of succeeding, but I don't think it's gonna...
Yeah, you're gonna draw the Elder Sign anyway, so...
Oh! Well, let's do it then. Let's see if Joe can stand up to the waves. Damn. Duh! It's fine. No! Joe is almost swept overboard, so I have to take a damage, and I will move, but since I can't move, I'm going to lose an action to hang over the side of the ship.
Yeah, 1 action. Well, it's funny that you lose an action because there's driving rain that
sure.
suddenly appears. So we put this next to the agenda deck. Investigate and move actions. Investigator loses 1 resource. What a shame, what a shame.
Help, dog, help me! It is a shame. I mean, it does kind of suck, because we do have a resource. Oh, and plus you have the Rain of Cinders.
Yeah, but I'm not... Oh, right. I'm not gonna move this turn anyway, so I have to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Me too, TT. Me too.
Yeah, I was gonna try to get the clue.
Yeah, and Joe will help if required. I mean, I could also, if you would like, I could try to breach the door to start, because it would stay on Sukumen's ship forever.
Oh,
which
right.
might be good. If you want me to try, I can try.
Each point you succeed by. Yeah, now I could add the one token, one icon.
Yeah, because this persists even if it gains shroud because there's enemies and like all of that. So this yeah. Let me if you don't mind, let me give this a shot here, and we'll see what we can do.
So I'm gonna add a fight icon for you.
Hell yeah! Joe's gonna try to breach the door. He's essentially taking command of the situation because the sailors are in a panic as this sheet of water hangs before them. But he's gonna get everyone under control, take command of the ship. Currently raining water, cinders, men. Very good, Roger.
Yep. Daisy just puts the forbidden tome against the door, so
excellent.
That'll hold them.
That'll hold it. Yep, perfect. 6. So I have 6 combat. 6 to 1. Let's test it. -2. Succeeded by 3. So
that's good.
There are 3 leads on it, which means that the shroud of Sukumen's ship is, -1, but it's currently like 0. Which is quite nice. I have 1 action, which I will, unless it bothers you, I can get one of the clues, or I can try to get one of the clues.
Go for it.
Yeah, just,
Leaves me stuff.
So I would be taking an investigate action, so I lose a resource, but I'll play Burning the Midnight Oil to gain 2.
Ah.
I mean, it's kind of just, not too much, but it's something. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Joe, managing to calm the sailors down, looks up towards the sheet of water and tries to figure out a way. Can they just maybe they can just pilot through it. Maybe by piloting through it, they'll go up the side of it. Anyway, 4 to 0. That's a +1. I will get 1 clue. Bon.
Clue.
A clue, as it were.
First action, let's ignore the Rain of Cinders for now.
Just wave it away, really.
It's basically like the Rain of Cinders and the torrential rain merged together, so it's now raining steam.
Ugh, that sounds awful.
Or really tiny rocks.
Oh, well, that sounds much nicer.
Yeah, it's a hailstorm of rocks.
Mm-hmm.
So, since we're at a 0 shroud location, before I do anything else, I'm going to play Readbuster Sketches.
Ah, lovely.
Play only if there's a clue at your location. There is. Draw 3 cards. Okay, well, that did absolutely nothing, but cool.
Okay.
I guess as the last action, we should get rid of that stuff, so...
We're taking damage if we don't, so I think that's probably no bad thing.
Yeah, so 5 to 0, investigate. I'm gonna lose a resource. Yep.
Right.
That's the second clue, and free action, I'm gonna read the Necronomicon a bit.
Well, maybe there's some sort of, situation in there for you that might, maybe Daisy, maybe there's some, not hints, but like advice? Spells? Something we can use?
And fast action, use the clues to flip the wall of water.
Excellent. Which we will do. Let you put that there. Whoop. Yay! We survived!
Sukiman.
Ooh. Yeah.
I don't need it, so if you want to look at your deck or the encounter deck, go for it.
I will, and I'm wondering if I want to use it on me or on the encounter. I think I want to use it on the encounter cards, because I like the idea of giving us, giving each of us the sort of quote-unquote better option. Ooh, but I need to actually look at these. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty clear, like, oh, agility goes to Scott, and all the worrisome stuff to me, and...
There's a treachery here with a lot of words on it, Crosshair, so you'll have to excuse me while I excuse me, read it. Whoa. Okay.
Hi.
Okay, I understand. Thing is, it might... Oh, God. Okay.
Whatever it is, I think I can handle it.
Yeah. I think... I don't think it's actually going to do much anyway, so I think we're okay. I'm going to do that. Okay, thank you for that. So, they've managed to... Well, how do they navigate the wall of water using the Necronomicon? I feel like maybe together they realize that the wall of water is not, in fact, a sheet that is going to collapse down on them, but it is, in fact, the ocean that has been refracted and bent, and they can simply sail straight up it and onto the other side.
Basically, I was going to say the same, like, sail the boat sideways on the wall of water instead of trying to solve it.
Absolutely incredible. Okay. I love that. Which means we move to upkeep.
Oh, yay. Boogeyman is annoyed that we keep rotating him while he's trying to steer
Whoa! Stop rotating me. Driving rain as well goes away. Excuse me.
I don't want to throw either of these away.
That's forced learning. That's...
Yeah.
Daisy is forced to learn. Oh, nice.
I'm gonna throw truth from fiction away. So...
Well, that's...
You know.
Yeah, that's okay though, right? I think, like, I don't know. I mean, there are things in play that could take secrets, but I don't know. We don't even have clues here and all of that, so... But also...
Yeah.
I guess this is Daisy's kind of...
yeah, and that was the worst card of the plot, so...
Well, then there you go. It is the end of the round, which means we can reveal the top card of the Voyage deck. What is coming next? Displaced Reef. Whoa, this is the reef has, like, been pushed out of the water by other rocks. This is a 4-shroud, 2-clue location. Revelation put it into play. It is connected to Sukumin's ship. There's no connection here because Sukumin's ship is sitting on top of other cards, but that's fine. We know that they're connected. Free trigger. During a test you are performing at Displaced Reef, take a horror, reveal an additional token. Choose and cancel a non-tentacle token once per test. Free trigger, spend 2 clues as a group. Same thing, move each investigator to the ship, flip Displaced Reef, and move it beneath Sukumin's ship out of play. I was
pretty simple.
A little worried that this might be what happened, so we'll see how we interpret what happens next, Crosshair. As the reef juts up before them, we go to 4 out of 7 Doom, and we draw the encounter cards that Sukumin already knows exists. This is Joe's Out of Murky Darkness. We've seen this before. This is when you enter a location with Deep Ones and hybrids, they make an attack against you. But Joe's got a guard dog, so at least the creatures trying to assault him, might not do too much.
I can't wait to see what you gave me.
Let's have a look. Let's reinterpret this, shall we?
Oh, it's a Hex Paradox Spatial Ward. Spatial. At that spatial ward, the location that is connected to the most other location does not have a copy of Spatial Ward. attached. Okay, so it's the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it gains surge. Oh, nice.
No, if there are no connecting locations in play.
Yeah.
Right.
So this card gains surge.
No. The two Sorry. This is what I was saying, Crosshare. There's no
Oh,
connection.
right. There is a connection.
There is. It's because Sukumen's ship's got cards under it. It doesn't show the little line. But they are connected.
Right. Cool. Not move to the attached location through normal actions or player effects. Each connected location gains take one horror or place one of your clues on your location, discard spatial ward. This is fine. Basically, the reefers are a bit wonky.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we put this on the reef, then the ship gains the take one horror.
Yes. And if you put it on the ship, then you can move to the displaced reef, but moving back will cost you a horror or a free triggered, because it says you can't move. Yeah, other ways.
Basically, we can't put this on the ship because then we can't move to the reef.
We can. It's investigators can't move to the attached location.
Oh, right. So, I guess the ship is having a spatial ward then?
Yeah, sure. I think, I mean, it makes sense that the cultists are trying everything they can to get us, bent out of shape around the various islands popping up here.
Yeah, I read connecting and misplaced. Attached and connecting. Yeah, okay.
It is a weird card, to be sure, and I think part of the theme, I feel like bending all of the space around, it's very cool.
But yeah, the ship is basically rocking.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any limits and stuff, so...
No. And the reef will allow us to move back to the ship, even through the ward, so I think, it's not the worst thing in the world here. This spatial ward is keeping us from doing too much, but maybe it's okay. Yeah, TT, yeah. I agree.
We could basically do the same thing, and Daisy hops off the ship, clears the reef, and comes back.
That would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty
Especially
sweet.
Since we don't have any enemies. Yeah, let's...
I'm just reviewing the hunch in case we want to use that instead.
That does mean it's a fast one, so...
Yeah, we could both go there, and maybe that would... Well, that would... I mean, I'm probably not going to get the other clue, but we'll see. We can see.
Yeah, basically, if Daisy goes first, and if I fail, then you can move there and use the fast action to get the last one.
Yeah, he can. I'm so sorry. Excuse me, everybody. It's very dry in this house. He can work on he can work a hunch to see if there's a way around this reef. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
But I also want to do something else, but...
All right. Well, I leave that. I certainly leave it to you.
Yeah, but we do need to clear it so we can move forward. Yeah. So I guess I'll wait for next turn. Free tome action. Daisy's gonna grab her book again and hop off the ship to the reef.
Reefs.
I'll be right back.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. I've heard of this reefer.
It's reefer madness, yeah.
So 7 against 4, but I'm gonna investigate, and I'm gonna take a horror.
Okay. Which will allow you to... yes, reveal an
Reveal
additional
cube.
token. Choose and cancel a non-tentacle token.
Yeah, that's the issue. Because I have 2 tentacles in the bag, but...
Well, then, I mean, you don't have to resolve an extra token.
Oh, right, true.
It's entirely up to you if you want to.
Yeah, 7 on 4 is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna draw... my hand limit is 8. So...
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw higher education into this to go 8 to 4.
Great.
Yeah. Oh, no horror. 8 to 4. -2. Cool. Cool. That's 1, and 7 to 4. Straight up.
Good, Daisy. Very good. Let's go for it. Yeah, Daisy.
Yep. So that's
so
the
smart.
2 clues. And I'm gonna use the fast action and get to the ship.
Mm-hmm. And I will do that for you. It's so funny with the sort of strange, like, this spatial ward and everything sort of coming due. Yeah, go for it.
Do you or do you need to check your deck, or am I just gonna check the encounter?
Well, I think the encounter cards are always good. I will say, because I no longer have to get any clues, I would probably like draw cards and play cards. So if I know what's coming up, I'll know how many cards to draw, if that makes sense.
Go for it.
Or I can put something better on top, is I guess maybe my...
Yeah, organize 2 cards.
Exactly. I'm searching the top 2 cards of my deck to see what... Oh, no, I'm not searching. I'm pulling them out to look at them. Although I will say, unfortunately, these are not great. Okay, I'll just do that then. Great.
Cool.
Very cool. Thanks, Sukeman. The spatial ward that the cultist sorcerers are kind of putting up around the ship doesn't seem to be able to stop Daisy's magic, or at least her intellect, as she just manages to walk straight through it back onto the ship.
Yeah, nothing on the reef.
Joe then is going to... I think I may as well. I'm going to draw both of the cards that I just looked at. Because I don't have a way of shuffling them, unless Sukeman says something about that. Return them to the top of that deck in any order, yeah. And then last action...
No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm having Fisherman's Friend as my road pills.
Makes sense to me.
Mage vibes.
Mage vibes. Joe's going to gear up a little bit more, strap his automatic to himself, and he's heading back down below to look for his other weapons to make sure that there's something he can do in the meantime. This doesn't... It gives me some additional hand slots for weapons, so when I get more, I'll be able to put more out. Excuse me. It is now the end of the investigation phase. Put that back in. And yeah, this, again, there are no enemies, so we get to move straight to upkeep. Joe and Daisy have so far defeated everything that's coming towards them. At least everything that's coming towards them from the cult. But so far so good, really.
Feed the mind goes away. Feed the mind. Not feed. Feet.
Feet the mind. Okay. Feet. Is that like a verb, or is it just feet and the mind? Like, now I'm confused.
Yeah, maybe it's like like something the destroyer. It's like feet, mind.
Oh, I like it. it is the end of the round, which means we get to put a voyage card into play. As the ship continues to steam forward, the spatial ward bristling. Intersecting seas. Okay, so before there was the wall of water. Now, as they move forward, a pyramid of water emerges before them, a sharp line forming. Put intersecting seas into play next to the act deck. Add 2 clues to Sukumen's ship. It's similar. Oh, fetch the mind. That's nice, Roger Twy. Forced, at the end of the investigator phase, if there are clues on Sukumen's ship, each investigator loses 3 resources. But we spend 2 clues to put it underneath Sukumen's ship. So, clues go on the... Whoops. Clues go on the ship. No big deal for now.
Nope.
Yeah, mythos phase. I think we're at our hour-ish mark, Crosshair. Should we do our mythos and then take a quick break, or how are you feeling?
We could do a mythos and break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could refill.
Yeah, I don't mind getting a little bit of water. I don't need a long break myself, so I think we'll be okay. But let's have a look at our slow burn here as we go to 5 out of 7 Doom. Daisy and Joe.
Oh, right, that stays, yeah.
Daisy and Joe need to find some way across or around the intersecting seas. Where it gets very interesting, of course, is what's coming next. Another spatial ward. This gains surge. There's no other connecting location. Clues come in, clues go out. Can't explain that. This gains surge. Here we are. That's the ticket. Lucid Worshipper. So, climbing up the side of the ship is a man humanoid, or a figure humanoid, but sort of absolutely terrifying, his skin turning scaly. There you go.
Let's see what else the boat has in store. Well, else Agent of the Deep. And we've seen this before.
Yes, indeed.
Agent of the Deep. The Lucid Worshipper.
High reading aloud. Okay. What was that sound? So strange.
I heard nothing.
Well, I mean, Joe's ready to take on some baddies, but I will, at the top of the investigation phase, reveal logical reasoning. Okay, less useful.
Okay, be right back.
Yeah, we're gonna take a short break, team, as we try to figure out how to get across the intersecting seas as cultists climb over the sides of the ship to attack Daisy and Joe and Sukumen. We're going to see you all again in just a few minutes. Get some more water. That's what I'm going to do. See you back in a second on Doomed. Looks like we're going to need a bigger boat. Welcome back to Doomed. Not so solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror, the card game with a focus on roleplay and storytelling. I am joined today, as I often am, by the Crosshair.
Hi.
Welcome back, the Crosshair. There was some blending that was happening in the other room. Literal blending, so I just wanted to wait to restart until that was all sorted out.
Potatoes?
Potatoes? No potatoes. Although, it is mac and cheese, Crosshair, so I feel like you'll appreciate that.
Well, I do like mac and I do like cheese.
I do like both of these things. Well, we're back around. Joe, I mean, his logical reasoning doesn't really help us here with the fact that the ocean is intersecting in ways that isn't natural, and there are people climbing over the sides of the boat trying to attack them. If you would like, Crosshair, I can take the agent off of you and free you up to do a bunch of other stuff. If that
and
works.
It's good to spend all the resources that we have, because I don't think we'll be clearing that thing.
Well,
maybe
if I get this guy off you, then you have a couple that you'll be free to do stuff.
Oh, right.
Potentially, like, we'll see. But I think that's what we'll do. I think Joe, seeing the worshipper, the cultist coming up over the sides of the ship, he's going to do what he needs to do to attack them. So, free trigger. I'm going to exhaust guard dog, engage an enemy at your location. That enemy attacks you. So the agent of the deep, there's a low rumbling bark from the dog as the sorcerer peers over the side of the ship and smiles, directing a ray of pure fire towards him. It attacks me, so it takes I take 2 damage and 1 horror. I'll put the damage on the guard dog, I'll put the rest on me, which puts 1 on the agent. Okay, first action. We're going to blast the agent of the deep, because I want to get rid of him. With the cultist kind of embroiled in a firefight with the dog who's like trying to nip at his heels, Joe can line up his shot as hopefully he tries to take him out. The 45 automatic, the report slides back as he gets ready, as he fires. I'm going to shoot the agent of the deep. I have 5 combat, plus 2 is 7 to 4. Ooh, okay. Kaboom! The report, the gunshot rings out through the air as the sorcerer's head snaps back and he falls over the side of the ship. 2 damage, so I will put another evidence on dissection tools, which gives me a sanity. Second action. I'm just going to... I don't want to take damage from him if I can help it. Yeah, if I can help it. Because if he attacks me, the guard dog will do him a damage, which is good. But I think I'm just going to try to kill him.
Yeah.
So second action, I'm going to punch him, which is 5 to 3. So this is the worshipper who's climbed up over the other side, watching his compatriot, the sorcerer, kind of fall to his death. The worshipper squeals in horror as Joe launches himself at the figure. So I'm punching him 5 to 3. Okay, 1 damage. And then, let's shoot. Which takes me to 7 as my last action. Awesome. Boom. The worshipper also falls off the side of the ship, and Joe breathes a sigh of relief, knowing that at the very least... yes, thank you. At the very least, they are safe for now.
And this location is now pure.
Yes, it's now clear of enemies, so it's once again Shroud 0. That's right. The doors have been breached, and the spatial ward doesn't currently do anything, but that's okay.
We do have stuff to play, but also... Yeah, let's just go for it. 5 to 0, investigate.
Mm-hmm.
This is just gonna investigate where all these cultists are coming from.
See if there's a way that they are coming up onto the ship. Good idea.
Yeah, possibly a portal. 5 to 0.
Ooh, okay. Rude.
Oh, rude, yeah. 5 to 0. Okay.
That one's good.
That works.
Yeah.
And Well, that does mean I can't play anything but 5-0. Yeah.
Well,
Ah,
damn.
true.
I mean, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, very rude. Well, I'll take one of the clues anyway.
Tome action?
Uh,
Question mark?
yeah. Let's just keep reading that Necronomicon, see ears.
May as well, right? Get it out of there when you can. Well,
Yeah.
that is very unfortunate because the intersecting seas means that there are clues still on Sukumen's ship. Now, I mean, that's nobody's fault, but fate's. But we each lose 3 resources, or as many as possible. That is unfortunate.
Oh well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well. But there's no enemies, he said, hopefully. So we can go... Oh, this logical reasoning goes back in, and we can go to our upkeep.
Oh dear God. Okay, Dream Diary goes away. 9 cards in hand.
Yeah, I think that might be useful later, but probably not for now.
Yeah.
Well, there's still a voyage card in play, so we cannot put another one into play. We go to 6 doom out of 7 as the burn continues slowly, as they try to find, perhaps the portal over the side of the ship. We draw our encounter cards. Another Lucid Worshipper, naturally. Yeah.
Deep One Raider. Pray lowest agility. That would be me.
Mm-hmm.
After Deep One Raider is successfully evaded, move Deep One Raider to a connecting location. If an investigator would be forced to move from Sukuma's ship. Damn. Okay, well, it's a 1 agility one, so...
I mean, again, I have the ability to take it off of you pretty quickly, like pretty efficiently, so I can do that and free you up to do whatever else you were hoping to do this turn. But if you have other thoughts, then you should use them.
Not really. Like, only one would be to evade it, but...
It's probably a little more efficient to get it off of you then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
would be nice.
The dog once again growls, this deep rumbling growl, sort of matching the pitch of the volcano, as the raider, another cultist sneaks up over the side of the ship, but this time he has an enforcer with him, half man, half strange fish from beneath the sea. They must be nearing land because these creatures can't survive in the water forever. Can they? Take a damage and a horror, and I will put the damage on the guard dog, and I'll put the horror on me. It's getting a little rough. I have +1 rough. +1 sanity from the dissection tools. First action, I'm going to shoot. Yeah, okay, this is going to get rough for sure. That's fine. No, I'm going to evade the deep one. I mean, I know that's a bit silly because but I need to deal with this Lucid Worshipper, so let's start with the Worshipper. I don't like him. So, first action, I'm going to shoot my last shot at the Lucid Worshipper, which takes me up to 7-3. Obviously, the humanoid figures possess some kind of magic, and they are much more dangerous than these gnashing teeth creatures. 7-3. It's 2 damage. Okay, that's my last bullet, though. Unfortunately, my gun is now empty. Second action, I'm going to punch the Worshipper. Do I want to commit this? No, I'm just going to punch him. Tablets are -2. Okay, good. Phew. Okay. Last damage as Joe elbows the cultist in the face and he topples over the side of the ship. That's good. And last action, I'm going to... I could try to punch the raider. I could try to evade it.
If you punch it, then the guard dog might be able to finish it.
If. But you're right. We should try. We should certainly try. I'm going to... Yeah, I have 5 combat. Let's see. 5 to 4.
Or I also have a way to deal with it if you can deal 1 damage to it, so...
Okay. I will use Take the Initiative, which only has 1 wild icon. He is indeed still taking the initiative here to try to defeat these creatures. He's going to try to kick it in its midsection. Takes me up to 6 to 4 for this attack. Nice. 2 damage. Well, 1 damage, rather. Takes it to 2. Hi, Saren Zero. Wonderful of you to pop in. Welcome to Doomed. I am joined today by the Crosshair.
Hey.
And that takes me to the end of my turn. It's getting dicey.
Yeah, I'm just going to use... Oh, right, it's a 1 shroud location now.
It is 1 shroud now, yeah.
That's fine. So I'm gonna try it straight up. I'm gonna clear the Necronomicon first. Yeah.
Feels good.
Finish reading the book.
Oh, still as engaging as it was the first time.
Yeah, 25th time. And then just gonna...
Excuse me.
Try 5 against 1, get the last clue. Cultist is -3. Okay, so that's a pass. So that's the other clue. I don't need to use the ability just yet.
Nope. You can keep the clues. You can do whatever you want.
But I could also check the top 2 cards of my deck, but... Oh, I don't have the resources for this.
Surprise!
I could do a really risky move.
Okay. I mean, you tell me, I guess, what the, if the risk reward, if there's a great risk, I hope there's a great reward. And is Daisy, is that what Daisy's trying to do?
Possibly, but also I don't want to lose the stuff that I have.
Also worth considering if you'll play the things that you have, right? If we'll end up playing them, potentially.
Because if I take 1 resource, then I can't do the thing.
Okay. Certainly depends on the thing, I guess. I'm planning on getting bitten by the Steep One Raider and then killing it, so I'm happy to do that.
I would have dealt with it, but I didn't have the resources for it because we just lost them.
Yeah, and I know you're not hoarding, but you're trying to get resources to at least be able to play something in the future.
Yeah. So let's do it. Let's glimpse the unthinkable.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, I don't think that's a risk. Especially if there's cards in your hand that you don't necessarily need.
Okay. So, draw 1 card, did that. Then I can shuffle in cards.
Hi, Eruvana. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you. Daisy Walker is just glimpsing the unthinkable here, which is good. I think we need that sort of thing going on. Thank you very much as well, Eravana. Very kind. And of course, yes, I am joined today by the Crosshair.
Hi.
Horrible. I love it.
405, 405, 405. I want to keep
Risk it.
this.
I imagine you're drawing to get something specific. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm just going to pull these out for you here, my friend. There you go. Now you can make a nice little pile.
Really doesn't want to go on that pile. Okay, I've got... Yeah, that'll do. Shuffle those in and draw 5 cards. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Because I imagine I have a thought about what you might be hunting for, but I suppose it depends.
Well. Maybe worth it, maybe not. Last action. I could also try to punch the Deep One Raider.
I mean, you could. That is true. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't believe there's enough plus in the bag to help you with that.
I could use the Oh, right, I used the free tome action. Never mind. Icaruosaurs? No, I'm gonna play this.
Great. Yeah, great. It's good to have out. Some absinthe. Delicious, delicious absinthe.
Yeah. Not a hand slot, but...
I mean...
I guess that'll do.
I'll take the healing at some point. Do we want to spend the clues and... Yeah. Do the thing?
Oh, right. Right.
Just before, we lose our money again.
Oh, yeah. Clearing out some weird waves.
Yeah. Daisy, I think, has found the portal over the side of the ship that's causing the enemies to be able to kind of bypass the strange intersecting waves.
Do you want to arrange or...
No. I'm good. Last time went so poorly. You may as well have a look at those and see what they give you.
Searching the top 2 cards. Oh. Okay. Uh-huh.
2 enemies.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just guessing. Oh, I need to play another weapon. Oh my god.
When an enemy comes from the encounter deck and it has a prey, will it go to the prey or will it go to the one who draws it?
The one who draws it. That I can confirm. If it has to choose, so say it's hunting or whatever, then it will hunt its prey. But there you are.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, there's stuff coming in.
Okay. Well, we're about to find out, I suppose. In the enemy phase, the raider roars and gasps and gnashes its teeth, attacking the guard dog. But our good friend the guard dog drives him off, sort of leaping at it and tearing its flesh until it dives back into the ocean.
Excellent.
So that's at least, something managed.
Yeah, glad that there's no more Deep One on the ship.
Yeah, exactly. That would be awful. As we go to upkeep.
I have to throw Ancient Stone away. But at the end of the round, having navigated this strange wall, these strange kind of corners of ocean, there's another voyage taking place. Let's reveal the Emergent Island. Ooh, so this is
an island in the near distance rising up out of the water, still covered in magma as it is forming and cooling. Put Emergent Island into play. It's got 4 Shroud and 2 Clues. Action, take an evade action. This test's difficulty is equal to Emergent Island's Shroud value. If you fail, take a damage. Reaction, after you succeed at an evade action at Emergent Island, you can discover a clue there. So you can hot foot around the island, essentially. And then there's the same free trigger to spend 2 clues to move things there. But, of course, yes, many things are going to happen first. First of all, we go to 7 out of 7 Doom. And we take a look at our next Agenda 1B, Random Deviation. The atmosphere cracks and shifts, and you can feel multiple fragments of space shifting around you. Something is about to converge on you, but what? Volcanic heat? A gap in space? An enemy lying in wait? You can only trust your instincts and prepare for the first thing you expect. In player order. This is interesting. Name a trait out loud and discard the top card of the encounter deck. If the discarded card does not have the named trait, take a damage and a horror, or remove the top 3 cards of your deck from the game. Choose one. After each player has resolved this effect, shuffle the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck.
Now, what is a trait?
The traits are the little italic text underneath the name of the card. So, like, I have Out of Murky Darkness here, which is a tactic, for example. And yeah, so the Deep One Raider here in the discard pile is a humanoid, monster, and Deep One.
Yeah, I'm just... Right. Well, in player order, though.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be you first, and I probably can't give you any tips.
No, but I have a decent guess considering what we were kind of discussing before. So if you're okay with me just kind of going for it, I'm gonna guess. Because we have to name a trait out loud and discard the top card of the encounter deck. So good old humanoid, can't go wrong with humanoids. I'm gonna name actually, yeah, because I'm gonna search the encounter discard pile. So right, because there's hybrids, there's humanoids, there's Deep One. I'm gonna name humanoid. I'm gonna do it. I'm naming humanoid. Yay! So I do not have to do the bad stuff, and then I will pass the turn to you to do the same.
You know what? That sounds kind of cool. I think I'm gonna name. Let me just check.
Let me just think about what I'm gonna name here.
I'm not gonna name humanoid. I'm gonna name, just on a hunch, I'm gonna name hybrid.
Oh, okay. That's a good one to name. Hey, there you go. Okay. Shuffle the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. So maybe we won't get those enemies, but we'll see. Agenda 2A, Rising Pressure. You soldier on through the fractured and molten landscape, though a tension lingers in the air around you. With all the shearing of reality, the building pressure in the caldera's volcanoes may be released without warning. So now we have to see what new, what new horrors lie beyond for us here. I'm going to draw my new encounter card, which is a Lucid Worshipper. Sure. It's fine. He's coming off the Emergent Island.
There's also Agent of the Deep. Oh, but of course.
I need another gun. I need a gun. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, here we go. Right. Background to the investigation phase.
You know how this goes. Do you want an Agent of the Deep?
I don't want anything, Crosshair. I want a gun or a knife or something that deals more damage more efficiently, but Apparently, he's just suntanning on the emergent island. He was just chilling, Roger Twy. As we get closer... Oh, actually, first, let me reveal the top card of my hunch deck. You know, actually, I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
I mean, look, it's not a good idea. I am gonna, you are right. I will, well, sorry. If you're all right with it, I'll start taking my actions. And I'm gonna, the guard dog is, of course, again, going to bark and sniff and howl. And I'll take a damage on it. Damage and a horror on me. Oh boy. This is gonna get real challenging real fast.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. It's a free trigger. And then, here's where it gets really funky. Seeing this sort of sorcerer manipulating the lava flow on the island itself, Joe looks down at the stone slab in his hand. The Eon chart. It's been charting the waters, but it seems to have sort of the ebb and flow of the geometry of the world itself. I'm going to exhaust Eon chart and spend a secret to move, which gets me on the island.
Does that take attacks of opportunity?
It's a free trigger.
Right,
It does
right,
not,
right.
thankfully. And now while I'm here, here's where it gets really weird. I'm going to start evading. Because I'm going to see if I can maybe just, evade my way out of this, as it were. Oh, also, you know what? I'm here. I'll work a hunch. Yeah, I may as well. I guess if I happen to evade both things, we'll see. Okay. The hunch is that the sorcerer is kind of in control and command of the island, but the lucid worshipper may not be. My first action is going to be to evade the agent of the deep. He has 2 evade. I have 3 agility. I am going to commit a dissection tools to go up to 4 to 2. Yeah. Okay, evaded. And then it says, after you succeed at an evade action at Emergent Island, discover a clue. Whoop.
Oh.
So I'm going to do that.
You could spend them and come back to the ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's no bad thing, right? And we just have to keep...
Yeah, because the enemies move anyway. So.
Right. So you may as well. Joe's got dancing fever. I love it.
Also,
Woo! Yeah.
It leaves you the possibility to heal you.
Oh yeah. Well then let's do that, right? I think so. I'm spending the 2 clues, and I'm moving enemies back and myself, and then I'm putting the emergent island underneath. So I think maybe not. Oh yes, thank you. Did you want to look at the top 2 cards of?
Nah, I'm gonna draw them anyway.
Well, I guess I'll look at the top 2 cards of the encounter deck then.
For any player decks, you can also check your punch deck, I believe.
I don't know if that counts as a player deck, unfortunately. Well, also I can't really draw anything from it, so it doesn't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
I'll check these because I'm hoping there aren't any more
enemies.
I'm hoping, anyway. All right. Let's do this. Just like that.
It's good to live in hope, said the ringworm.
I cannot confirm nor deny what's going on here. Joe. Oh, No, we're good. We're good. Sorry, just thinking about what I could have done, but I missed my window. It's okay. We've got 2 actions left here. Joe, using the chart, made his way onto the island and essentially hot-footed around the sorcerer, kind of predicting his actions and his movements, and then used that information to tell Sukumin to drive the ship quick, hard to starboard and around. I now have 2 actions left, which I really should probably use to, I guess, beat up the Lucid Worshipper?
Or evade.
Or evade. I mean, I'm only 3-3 evading. I would love to just, like, kill these guys,
true.
but...
True.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely take some healing, though, my friend, when you get it, but... Yeah, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna punch. Let's do it. 5-3. 1 damage. Man, if I had my other gun out or something, that's okay. 5-3. We're gonna punch him again. Skull, -2. Gets -1 for each non-Euclidean effect on your location, but there are none. None now. None yet. So 2 damage, but he's still up. Joe, gritting his teeth and grunting with pain, casts around for any sort of weapon that he can use to defeat these creatures. And I'll pass the turn over to you.
Yeah, Daisy's gonna do what she does and take a resource and play Occult Lexicon.
Okay.
Which puts 1 blood right into my hand and 2 into my pick. And
Yeah.
then I'm going to play blood right,
Okay.
which lets me draw 2 cards.
Yeah, basically, TT, that's the hope.
And then I can discard up to 2 cards and gain a resource or deal damage.
Well, gain a resource or spend a resource to deal the damage.
Yeah.
Right.
But I can first gain a resource and then spend that resource to deal a damage.
Correct, which would be absolutely fab. I would appreciate that very much.
So I'm gonna discard Ward Idol, gain a resource, and then gonna discard Connect the Dots to spend that resource, deal 1 damage. To the Lucid Worshipper.
Deep one or hybrid in that location. Okay, that's good. Excellent. So yeah, tell me about this blood magic that Daisy's using to destroy the worshipper.
Oh, basically Daisy's trying to command the worshipper like she's done to many countless enemies before, to like disengage and show mercy, but somehow the words get jumbled, perhaps because she doesn't have her Necronomicon with her, and the cultist just goes splat.
Blat! Explodes. Ugh. What?
Oops.
Oh.
And at the end of my turn, I also Quantum Paradox, take 1 horror, and back it goes.
Okay. Well, we'll try to get rid of that for you when we can. Now, there are no ready enemies, so thankfully, Sukumin's ship does have an enemy on it, but the Agent of the Deep was evaded notice and made his way off of the island back. I will take the Agent of the Deep on me. As we go to... Oh, well, in upkeep, everything readies. And we draw our cards, gain our resources. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I love it. Oh, great. Well, that's nice, Aravana. I like to think that Punchy in the Doomdiverse is Jenny. Jenny Barnes, weirdly enough. The dilettante, the rogue, the rich lady. I like to think that she's Punchy because of all the punching she did.
Yeah, she did punch a couple of Eldritch Horrors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. More than a couple. Before we go to the Mythos phase, it is the end of the round, so I will reveal the top card, the last card of the Voyage deck. coiling waves. This is a treachery. It goes next to so the waves before there was a solid wall, then a point, and now they coil and twist into almost a tunnel. We're putting 2 clues on Sukuman's ship. Putting this next to the act deck. It cannot leave play except through its free trigger. At the end of the investigator phase, if there are any clues on Sukuman's ship, discard the top 3 cards of your deck, which is much, I think, well, maybe not worse, but it's not great. And we can spend 2 clues to get rid of it.
Well, that's a simple little thing.
We hope so. As we go to 1 out of 5 Doom on our second agenda, Joe casts around for anything that he can use to fight this agent of the deep. And also, this Deep One Raider, which crawls out of the depths towards him.
And along with it, some battering waves.
Oh, actually, I did know this. Sorry, yes, I put these on top. I forgot.
Absolutely 3. If you fail, take 1 damage, move to a connected location with the lowest shroud value. 2 or more between the shroud values also lose 1 action, and Sukuman's ship says 2 damage or 1 action. So at worst, I take 1 damage.
And and potentially lose an action. I can commit an icon to this test if you...
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. It's fine.
Okay.
So, 3 against 2. Yeah. Of course I'll pass that. No. Remove the top card of the...
Well, what does the battering waves take away? Oh no! Daisy's tote bag!
Well, I'll just have to find my Necronomicon again.
As it... Yeah, exactly, right? As it, ventures away on the waves. Okay.
Okay, so... Take 1 damage. Cool.
Ouch.
Nothing else. But... Take 2 damage or lose 1 action, and I'm gonna just deny it.
Okay. You'll deny the damage or the action. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Either or.
That's nice. That's very nice. Investigation phase. I'm going to reveal the top card of my hunch deck, which is working a hunch. No bad thing.
Oh. That's actually really good, because we do need those clues.
Yeah, definitely. We also need to deal with these freaking people.
Yeah.
I need to kill them all. All right. Let me see here. I'm going to ask Crosshare, actually, if you don't mind, now that we're starting the investigation phase, just a short break. I just want to use the washroom before we get around to beating up some more sorcerers.
Yeah, I could make a sandwich. I haven't really eaten, so...
Oh, yeah, no, do
take a moment.
Let's do that, guys. We're going to take another short break here on Doomed to use the washroom and make sandwiches, as appropriate. We're going to see you right back, see if we can make it to the island of Krakatoa here on Doomed. See you in a sec. Hello, welcome back to Doomed. Not-so-solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror, the card game with a focus, roleplay, storytelling, and maybe even sandwiches. I am joined, of course, by the Crosshair. Nom 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 nom. I also might be getting I might even be getting a food delivery during the stream, which would be pretty exciting. But depending on what happens, I may I'll try not to eat too loudly. Anyway, welcome back. We're back. We've got 1 voyage left as the waves coil. I'm sorry, Crosshair, I interrupted.
Oh no, I wasn't saying it. I was just making noises.
Oh, okay. Like noises of frustration or annoyance, perhaps.
More like, what the hell are we gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna get a clue and maybe evade and maybe fight and maybe try to knock some people out here. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I could also, I kind of need to get rid of the quantum paradox thingy.
Okay, yeah. And you have the cards to do so. I think. Yeah. Oh, and there was healing maybe and stuff. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able probably to investigate because I think I have to deal with these guys first. But I can get one of the clues.
Yeah. Because it's a fast action, so I'm gonna try to get the other clue. Get some healing. 3 actions. We don't have to get the clues this turn.
No, although I imagine there are more things for us to do after this, right?
Yeah. Maybe I'll just start with trying to get the clue so we know where we are.
Yeah, perfect. There's one shroud location. There are enemies here, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. So 1 to 5.
We just see where we stand, right? There we go. Good place to stand.
There's the clue. So now we know that we can advance when we are done.
Yes, which is good. Yeah.
Do you want agility or fight?
That's a good question, actually. I was thinking I might evade. Yeah, I was thinking I might evade so that I can then... Ah, darn. I was going to play a card, but I don't have enough resources. Too bad. I was going to... Ooh.
Evasions would mean that more time.
Yeah, so let's go fight, and I'll just try to beat everybody up.
Oh, I meant that if I gave you evade, you'd be 5 against 2 and 5 against 1, so you could. That way we could get to next turn as well.
Yeah. No, for sure. I thought you said more time, and in which case, as in they're just going to come back if we don't deal with them. Is what I thought you meant.
So I'm going to use the free action to give Joe an encyclopedia. And
here you go.
Do with it what you want. So 2 skill value, do whatever you want to do with it.
2 combat, baby. It's +2? +2? Hell yeah.
Second action. Oak.
Okay.
So the lab assistant finally comes from the hall, from down below to see what all the hubbub is about.
The hubbub of the end of the world, of course.
Yeah. Oh, it's exploding again. I was here last time. Good. Yeah. Draw 2 cards. Maximum hand size increased by 2. Last action. Quantum paradox.
Obviously, the lab assistant's been working on trying to figure out the paradox of, the sort of the cult's workings around here on the ship and in the ocean. Yeah.
Scroll of prophecies, the lane of fragments.
All the expensive stuff, right?
Yeah, hiking boots.
No, the boots. That's okay.
And this is a thing. I need to put a 4th card, but oh right, I should have healed you, but I needed to get rid of that quantum stuff.
Yep.
Dream Diary.
Bye, Dream Diary.
Yeah, that's that.
Well, the lab assistant, of course, has helped Daisy try to at least undo the some of the paradox surrounding, the geometry here, what the cultists' plans are. Joe, meanwhile... sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
The sandwich was just a basic white bread, Timken cold cut, and Monterey Jack cheese.
Delicious. Sometimes the simplest sandwiches are the best, Joe, of course, is thinking about the simplest sandwich possible, the knuckle sandwich. But he's going to work on a hunch first. Gets this clue, which will allow us to deal with this at least. But we're going to have to... The knuckle sandwich.
There is a possibility that advancing will get rid of enemies.
That is true. I think... you're right? Like, we may as well... I've got 3 actions, which I was planning on using to beat him up anyway. But it would be nice if... Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to do it. We're going to spend 2 clues as a group to put coiling waves beneath the ship. This is... despite the raiders, the cultists, all of these people sort of, again, clambering up over the sides of the ship, and coming to attack Joe and Daisy, Sukaman, and the ship's crew, there's a way through the coiling waves that spins the ship around like a corkscrew. If there are 6 cards beneath Sukaman's ship, advance. Yeah. Act 1B. Landfall. Sukaman steadies his ship as you plow through the waves forward, past another intersection of space. Fragments of reality converge in front of you, bringing a towering volcano into view. Just restarting the music. An island this size couldn't have possibly just emerged from Krakatoa's natural activity, which can only mean that the architects are at work here. Read Scenario Interlude End of the Line in the campaign guide. Ooh, I love an interlude. Read this interlude only when you are instructed to do so. Sukaman brings his ship alongside the rocky shore of the island, close enough for you to jump over and wade in. You tell Sukaman to get well clear of the island, unsure of what will happen, whether you succeed or fail in stopping the architects. The old fisherman grabs your hands with both of his and nods. I pray for your success. Find your way to the sea when your work is done, and the sea shall lead me to you. I'd prefer a compass, but whatever. You leap into the water, already warm from the nearby volcanic activity, and Sukaman's ship pulls away, quickly vanishing in the fractured space around the island. The volcano towers above you, though now at this distance you can see that its slopes don't meet naturally. The peak seems to be cobbled together from who knows how many segments of other volcanoes. You hope that the mountain holds together as you attempt to scale it. Gather to set aside Krakatoa locations. Okay. I think they're here. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what it needs me to do here. Okay. Remove 2 of the Twisted Caldera locations from the game at random, shuffle the rest of the Twisted Caldera locations, and put them into play along with Volcanic Shore and Impossible Summit. Right, okay, I understand. It's gonna be one of those. We're removing 2 copies of Twisted Caldera from the game. Done. And then we're putting everything else into play. See the location placement there. So the shore goes at the bottom. And then... Yeah, thank you. That's very good. The summit goes here in the middle. Oh, because it's a... Yeah, and then the caldera copies all just go around in a little figure 8, I believe. Like this. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Move
each investigator and non-weakness enemy in play to Volcanic Shore. Discard each other enemy. It's weird. Move each non-weakness enemy to volcanic shore. Okay. I guess we would discard weakness enemies then, but anyway, whatever. So we move to the volcanic shore, as does... Well, the Agent of the Deep and the Deep One Raider are still here.
That are non-weakness enemies. What are non-weakness? Or what are weakness enemies, right?
You can get you can get basic weaknesses that are enemies instead
Oh,
of...
right.
Or signature, some investigators have signature enemies. I guess breach.
Interesting that those get discarded, but not the regular enemies.
Really, really strange. I'm gonna go ahead and move Sukumen's ship out of here, because that's all gone. Okay. Remove Sukumen's ship and each card beneath it from the game. Beach Party. Remove the Spawn of Relia and Storm and Sea encounter sets from the game. They are indicated by the following icons. Shuffle the set-aside Architects of Chaos and Unnatural Stone encounter sets into the deck along with the encounter discard pile. Okay. So Crosshair, we are looking for the Spawn of Relia, which is the fish bone symbol, and the Storm and Sea encounter sets, which would, I believe, also include... Oh, darn, it doesn't include these guys. So the symbol is in the bottom right.
The Deep One Raider is a fishy one.
I don't see that symbol on it, though. Oh, there! Oh, jeez, I'm looking at the wrong thing entirely. You're right! So we're removing the sets from the game, so I have to assume that includes the enemies, because they get removed from the game.
Out of murky darkness as well.
I'll take that! So we can start making a little pile. A Francano! I'm gonna...
The Agent of the Deep. That's a weird icon.
Looking for battering waves, probably driving rain, Deep One Raiders, probably the hybrid infiltrators.
Just gonna do this.
Oh yeah, let's do it. So that's one of the ones that's coming with us, or leaving rather. It's got the other symbol here, the little wave and...
Oh, right.
Okay, so I'll just make a little pile over here. Because we're replacing these treacheries with something, worse. As you do.
Probably. Easy people.
Oh, look at the art on that. That's so cool. All right. Well, very exciting. In the meantime, I will just see what else is going on here. Shuffle the set-aside Architects of Chaos and Unnatural Stone encounter sets into the thing along with the discard pile. Okay.
Those go away.
So this is all... We've got new encounter cards in here, but we are now at the shores of the volcano itself. I'm quite proud of that one. Very nice, TT. I'm glad to hear it.
Your out of murky darkness goes away as well.
Yes, if it hasn't already. Thank you. Boop, it's gone. I mean, I'll definitely take one fewer enemy right now, even though I know we have other enemies, but that's okay. That's it for the setup, then, the interlude. Let's read Act 2A, Impossible Ascent. Because it's still my turn, right? I think, if I recall correctly, we chose to advance, which was a good shout, Crosshair. Thank you. Space is bent around the volcano, keeping you from effectively scaling it. Only careful study of the phenomenon and the surrounding slopes will tell if there is a way to bypass the architect's safeguards. Reaction: after an investigator is moved by the forced effect on Impossible Summit, which we'll go see what that is soon, move up to 2 clues controlled by investigators to this act. Objective: at the end of the round, if there are at least 8 clues on this act, advance. Okay. So we're going to have to see what that means because... okay, so twisted calderas are all connected to the locations above, below, left, and right. So it makes a little grid. They're not all just connected to the summit. They are connected to each other as well.
Yeah.
And the shore. Impossible summit. Spires of crooked stone rise from the top of the peak, but each path up the side of the volcano seems to fold around it. When you would move to the impossible summit, engage each enemy at impossible summit, and move to the location directly across impossible summit from your starting location. Gain 1 clue from the token bank for each enemy engaged this way. Do not reveal impossible summit. Interesting. So the forced effect on the mountain, I'm saying this for my own benefit here, just so I understand. When you would try to move to it, instead, any enemies that are there, you engage them, you gain a clue for each enemy that you engage that way, and you instead just jump directly across the summit to the other side. But that forced effect is the way that you can move up to 2 clues controlled by investigators to this act.
Yeah. So you have to move to the summit to put the clues to the act.
Yeah, we're going to have to move across it a bunch of times to find a way, basically. Okay. Let's have a look here. Volcanic shore. The rocky slope dips unevenly into the sea, freshly hardened from lava flows. Would you like to reveal the location for me across here? Let's have a look at it. The peak looms in the distance, its appearance shifting constantly from the fractured spaces cycling, giving you added perspective. It's connected to the location above it. Action, choose a card that has been removed from the game, but not exiled, and shuffle it back into its owner's deck once per game. Good question, Roger Twy. It just says that you engage each enemy at the summit. So if there are none, then you don't engage them, and you gain no clues for the enemies engaged this way. Which is okay. There must be other ways of getting clues, is all.
Hey,
well,
let's go summit hopping, I guess.
Let's go summit hopping, you're right, yeah. Well, I have to.
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of this agent first. And then... Yeah, okay, that's the plan. Oh, and then you know what? I've got my Eon chart. I've got a few things here. So maybe that'll be useful. Yeah, I'm gonna punch this guy a couple of times. Let's beat him up. Shall we? I'm going to... I still have your 2 combat from Encyclopedia. That's not right. You didn't use that. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You gave me 2. Yes, it was 2. This is all the same turn. I'm all confuzzled now. I'm going to... I'm just going to punch the Agent of the Deep a couple of times. I have 7 fight, so...
Not all enemies, TT. Only non-weakness. Non-weakness enemies follow us to the shore.
Yeah, that's right, TT. Or that's right, Crosshair, I should say. So non-weakness enemies move to the volcanic shore. A couple of the enemies were part of a set that got removed from the game, so I figure we removed those from the game too. But otherwise, yeah. Joe seeing the... Joe versus the volcano. Joe seeing the volcano up ahead, knowing they're going to have to start climbing, is so angry he just turns around, sees the cultist climbing out of the water, and just aims a kick right at his head. 7-3. That's a damage. 1 more. That's a damage still. -3. Yeah. Okay. So that's all the damage on this guy. Still have an action left. I'm thinking...
Just don't move.
Don't
so I can
move.
heal you.
Well, if I move, you could move next turn. But you're right. That's maybe.
True.
I'm just trying to think if there's like some way of. I don't have quite enough money to get my gun out here. Or sorry, my weapon. And I'm also eating as well. My apologies.
But yeah, I'm
Okay.
probably gonna move next turn anyway,
So I'm going to... Oh, hell. I'm going to Eon chart. The chart that they took off of Sukumin's ship seems to have scraggly paths leading up the volcano. So I'm going to free trigger move up to this twisted caldera. Each facet of the volcano is a dangerous mess, but could they hold the key to breaking the cult's wards? The volatile basin. Oh, I see how it's gonna go. Non-Euclidean. Okay, 2 shroud, 2 clues, victory 1. Non-Euclidean, lose X resources, where X is the amount of clues on your location. Okay, well. I mean, let's clear this shit out. I'm gonna, last action then. I am going to burn the midnight oil, gaining 2 resources, and I'm going to investigate 4 to 2. Yeah. Actually, if you'll let me do this slightly in reverse, Crosshair, I'll play my magnifying glass first, and then gain 2 resources. I have extra hand slots for weapons, so I'm okay for hand slots. Joe versus the volcano, that's right, Aravana. So now I'm 5 to 2, investigating, trying to get this clue off the caldera. Great, I'll take it. Oh, sorry for the long turn. Joe staring up at the summit of this volcano, probably within which the cult is chanting and trying to summon their horrible master. This takes us to the end of the investigation phase, which means we are good to move to upkeep. There's no enemies. Hooray!
Hey.
Yeah, great timing. Card. Delicious. Okay. Upkeep. There's no longer that forced effect that I kept looking for. So no more Sukumin's ship. We are trying to get clues on the act by passing over the top of the summit, or around it, I guess, multiple times. But first, we of course have to go to the mythos phase, where we go to 2 out of 5 doom. The pressure continues to rise, and let's see what we draw for encounter cards. Spatial ward. Aha! Attach spatial ward to the location that is connected to the most other locations. That's going to be the top of the mountain. Investigators cannot move to the attached location through normal actions or player effects, but connecting locations gain take a horror or place a clue on your location to discard spatial wards. So, now the cult has clearly placed a ward over the top of the summit to prevent anyone from getting in. We'll have to deal with that.
And of course, there's a rain of cinders.
Horrible. Which one is this?
At the end of your turn, if you did not move. If you did not move, that's fine.
Sounds like Daisy's gonna be moving.
Yep.
Okay. What do I have here? No stone unturned. Well, I think that would be pretty nice for Daisy. But how do we want to do this?
Well, I can come over, heal you, and investigate.
Awesome.
That's pretty straight up.
Seems nice. Sorry to be eating. Quite hungry.
Yeah,
my apologies. Yeah, sounds like a plan.
So yeah, this is gonna follow up the caldera. Ooh, a basin. Washing basin.
Don't wash your hands in it.
Second action, have some absence. It'll warm you up.
Glug, 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 glug. Oh, thank goodness.
And last action, 2 against 5. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, 2 against 5. Cool. -1 for none. But it's still a pass.
So -3s now. I presume all of the various calderas will have a non-Euclidean effect on them, but we'll see. Oh, okay. Question. Do you... No, it's not a question. There will be better opportunities for this, but I think the best opportunity is now. I'm going to crack the case here. I know it's not, necessarily the best thing, but I'll give you 2 resources.
I was just thinking of the same.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, because we're... well, do you mind if I grab one of those resources then?
Yeah.
So we're doing 2 each is a total of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is 3 good for you, and I'll take 1?
Yeah. I don't need much resources, but I will.
Well, that's my thought. Is like presumably at some point you're gonna need other ways of like playing out tomes or playing out, I don't know, bottles of acid or whatever else you have there. Okay. So we've got clues.
I also need to rotate my deck so I can put my horror healing stuff back in there, but...
Yeah, me too. Me too, actually, yeah. In fact, have I used any logical reasonings? No, so I still have a couple of those in the hunch deck, which I think means I'm going to want to do that at some point. Okay.
I do have encyclopedia, but I don't think we need it right now.
Nope, I don't think so either, because I probably won't be taking too many tests. Speaking of rotating your deck, it's not gonna go that fast, but why don't you leave no stone unturned, Daisy? The investigator searches the top 6 cards of their deck for a card, draws it, and shuffles their deck. I figure you might end up with something fun.
So it's 6. Oh. Ooh.
In the meantime, what's Joe gonna
These are all good.
In the meantime, sorry, Aravana, you're absolutely correct. My lunch today is mac and cheese, as prepared by Elizabeth Neal. She found a newer recipe, which called for a bunch of stuff that we didn't actually have. So it's sort of a homebrewed version thereof. But basically just a very thick, creamy mac and cheese, which was then baked and broiled. Nice crunchy top.
Okay. Fine. Let's.
Okay. In the meantime, while Daisy is seeking out the things that she needs, I agree, Aravana. Joe is going to reload. Well, not reload. He's going to pull out his another 45 automatic, just to have it. And then last action. Oh yeah, so I get +1 willpower for having weapons in 2 or more hand slots. Hooray! And last action. I think I'm gonna. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of Spatial Ward. I realize we need the clues, but I also We have to get rid of
if
it.
you
at some
put
point. Sorry.
if you put your clue on the location, I can take it because you need 2 clues on the investigator to move.
Yeah, what's Impossible Summit say? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, it says, after you are moved by the forced effect. Yeah. Move up to 2 clues controlled by investigators to this act. I mean, we may as well anyway, right? Because we'll want to get rid of it. So,
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. I will put a clue back on this location to discard spatial ward. Basically, Joe reloading his gun, finding the winding path up past the summit, and nods to Daisy as he gets ready to take off. Ooh, that sounds so good, Aravana. Damn it. Damn it. Excuse me. All right, that brings us to the end of the investigation phase, which means there are no enemies. The caldera bubbles and boils as we move to upkeep.
Trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After the plan goes away.
The mythos
I
phase.
do have a plan.
Yeah. Well, I have at least a pla. As we go to...
That's good.
I'd say so. We go to 3 out of 5 Doom. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, I was just gonna say Pla is good.
Pla is good. 3 out of 5 Doom as the summit stretches before them. Now, of course, I knew it. There was going to be some sort of problem. The architects of the cult are here on the mountain. They've definitely chosen the right space. The Eldritch Geometer spawns at any connecting location, and cultists and tablets and elder things become worse. So I'm going to go try to get this guy. I'm going to... You want me to spawn him here? Engaging him kind of sucks, obviously, but you would engage him as you pass and get a clue and...
Yeah, but you were gonna kill him anyway, so...
Well, that's the plan. That's the plan.
Yeah, so... Or I move to the summit and grab it, but...
Well, let's see what you have to deal with first, my friend. Because
yeah,
you do need
true.
to move as well, right?
Clouds of ash. And that's clouds of ash to your location. Forced at the end of the round, each investigator at the attached location takes 1 damage or places one of their clues on their location. Investigate. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, discard clouds of ash. If you fail, discard the top 3 cards of your deck.
Okay, so there are clouds of ash in this basin of bubbling lava.
Yeah, so grab the clue and leave.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Let's see what I get here with my... Oh, interesting.
Actually, that means... Because I have a way of healing you, but it takes 2 actions. Like your horror, I mean.
Okay.
So...
Well, I'm not, I'm not thrilled that I have so little horror left, but so little sanity left, but I have a little buffer, and I've got the dog, and...
So yeah, basically you have 3 left, and I have 4 left, so...
Yeah.
But I have a way of making that much better. So if I play an asset, use an asset, and get the clue, then you can fast move me away from the clouds of ash.
Correct. Yes, I can. I can shortcut you out before I move myself, and then come and try to help you deal with the geometer. Or I will deal with it, or whatever. We'll see. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
So
that sounds like a plan.
I guess I'll first try to get the clue.
Reading is of course correct. 2 actions, aka about 12 hours, is a Lord of the Rings marathon. Very good.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get the clue 2 on 5. Cool.
Lovely.
Cool.
And Roger Twy, I don't know which bring anything back cards you're referring to, but there are some cards that allow you to play assets or maybe even allies from your discard pile. So yes, you could get your zombie dog back. Very possible.
Second action.
Yeah.
Let's bring out some soup. And third action, heal 2 horror from Joe.
Hang on though. Oh, I do have. Haha, yes, I have 2 mental
Yeah.
trauma, so in fact I can heal 2. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very, very nice.
Yeah. Hams up warming soup with the warming absinthe because it's so cold here.
On an active volcano. It's far too hot for any of this garbage. I love it. I love it. Okay. All right. And then at the end of your turn, if you did not move during your turn, is the only thing.
It's at the end of the turn. Right.
I thought it was at the end of the phase as well. Yeah. Does that change any of what you would have wanted to do?
Kind of, because if I take 2 damage, I'm 1 away from death.
Right. So you could have done Rain of Cinders. No. Well, you could have done that first, and then I could still shortcut you out. That doesn't count as you taking move actions during your turn. Or you could move as an action, maybe.
You didn't have taken the clue or heal you. That's the question.
That is a good question. Yeah, that's it, Aravana. Like, I'm all for super... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Let's do this a bit different. No healing for you.
All right.
So I still have the 2 actions. Cool. So the Rain of Cinders would have been the first action.
Yes, if
Or-
you... Yeah.
Or I can move now.
Yes, also counts.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna just move.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go to the Impossible Summit.
Okay.
Engage the Yamada.
Mm-hmm. Which means
2
you...
clues
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
on the act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you...
And move right across it.
You also gain a clue from engaging an enemy at the summit. If that...
Oh, right.
Well, you have to. I'm with you, Aravana. I'm not a huge anise fan myself, so it's the flavor of absinthe that doesn't really do it for me. But me personally, you know.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan. Big
That's
fan.
delicious.
Steaming cliffs. Force route to clue location. Steaming cliffs is connected to each location above, below, to the left, and to the right. Non-Euclidean. The location you move to gets +2 route value until end of the round. Fine. Oh.
Okay.
Then I have 1 action left, and I have a Tiamida.
Oh, damn. After the first 1 to 2 drinks of the absinthe, the anise kind of falls to the side, as I assume you do as well, Aravana. You're also toppling to the side, I imagine. I would be, certainly. Oh. Well.
I guess I'll try to evade. That's like the safest option.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't have retaliate either, so fighting is also an option, but I agree with you that neither of them are... I'm planning on coming in and trying to deal with it, so that's...
Yeah, so I'll try to evade. It might save me some damage, so...
Yeah.
3 against 2. Yeah, that's it. Oh, Maybe.
You never know.
No.
But you had to try, right?
No. Yeah. But yeah, that's me.
Okay. Well, similarly, I think Joe has watched Daisy kind of find her way out of the ash and the cinders and venture up the mountain, but he knows that it's twisting around. There's got to be some way to get into the actual caldera itself. But he also can feel the presence of that geometer doing his strange work. I'm gonna shortcut myself to move to a connecting location, which will be the caldera or the impossible summit. So instead I'll move across. I don't have any clues to put on, but that's okay. Oh, Roger Twy, of course. I just have to get over it. I understand now. Then while I'm here, my first quote-unquote real action is going to be to shoot the Elder Geometer.
You might want to engage it first.
Yeah, I mean, I would be 7-3, but, I mean, you're right, I don't have much else that I would do, so I guess, I mean, that doesn't, yeah, you're right, it doesn't make a big difference. I will engage it.
And yeah, because if you happen to fail, you'll shoot me and I'll be dead.
I mean, you're not dead. That sounds like a you problem anyway, Crosshare. That doesn't sound like a me problem. Yeah, you got some absinthe. You've got 3 health. Come on. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna engage the geometer, and then, thankfully, Joe's managed to at least get a few more bullets in his gun, while the geometer is distracted by an explosion of lava behind him. I'm gonna fight 7-3. Whew. Blam. I mean, it's a tough one. And he topples into the caldera itself. Ooh, Aravana. A shot per drink, water making up the rest. 1 shot per hour is processed by the liver. You can have your weight in pounds divided by 100 pounds in an hour before intoxication sets in. Well, I quite like that math, Aravana.
There's a fun thing that I'm Finnish, of course. So licorice is kind of our national, especially salted licorice. So licorice is in our blood, so to speak. So no wonder we like that. And when we were in Barcelona with my brother, we used to have a morning drink of 90% absinthe or 180 proof. Raw.
Just wild. It's just...
But yeah, 90% absinthe you can drink straight up, and it does have a burn to it, but it's not like undrinkable.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
Yeah, the Barcelona stuff is like 70 and up. Yeah, the 40%, 50% absinthe is absolute trash compared.
Comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild. I mean, clearly I'm drinking the wrong kind of stuff then. I'm just going to draw a card as my last action, Crosshair.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, most absinthe that you get outside Spain and especially Barcelona, where it's legal to have the special kind of absinthe, it's gonna be the 40 to 50% stuff, which is... It's nice and it tastes like absinthe, but it's not nice.
I mean, it's a wild conversation to be having here on the side of a volcano. But I mean, I suppose Daisy brought her absinthe with her, so it's not completely out of left field.
And it's made from fish guts, so anyway.
Yum yum. We move to upkeep because there are no more enemies on the board. We're looking at these steaming cliffs, some way of trying to get back over the mountain as we upkeep. Take that.
Oh right, volatile passing non-Euclidean didn't happen because was empty.
Okay. We go to 4 out of 5 doom on our second agenda, the rising pressure. We hope to get enough clues onto the act soon to be able to make it into the summit or up to the summit. But first, of course, we have to draw some encounter cards. A mad architect. Oh, so he spawns at the location connected to the most other locations without another mad architect. He's aloof. Locations connected to him gain non-Euclidean, place a doom on him. He's, of course, going to spawn at the summit because this is where the cult is doing all of their work. Hopefully we can get enough clues to go through, engage him, and beat him up, but we'll have to see what happens there.
Yeah, and then leave the Clouds of Ash location.
Yeah, or move to the side and then go over the summit in another direction. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Let's see if there's more enemies there so we can get more clues. Nope, just some hyperbolic sigils. That's to the location with the highest throat value that does not have hyperbolic sigils. Non-Euclidean, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a weakness, draw it, otherwise discard it. Test mine 0, reveal X chaos tokens where X blah blah blah. Highest throat would be here.
Yep. He's been the geometer was drawing the symbols on the side of the volcano, which they are using to, I guess, summon the island of Relia out of the mountain itself.
Right.
But I will reveal the top card of my hunch deck, which, if I know my hunch deck, damn it. I thought it was, I know what's in here, and I was like, oh, this will be so useful. It's okay. It's a free move for me, which is something.
I think Rain of Cinders needs to go away.
Yeah, I think so too. Oh, hello, Aragwen. I am Cozy. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. I am joined today by the Crosshair.
Hi.
We took a boat through strange waters, strange geometry, onto the island, or the archipelago, I guess, of Krakatoa. We're trying to make our way up to the summit of the active volcano, but can't. The geometry has been shifted by the architects and sorcerers around, so we're trying to find our way up and around.
I have a fast turn.
Okay.
He's got Rain of Cinders.
Okay, can't move.
Data service.
Mm-hmm.
And heal you for 2.
That's very kind. Thank you.
You'll be doing all the fighting, so thank you.
Well, yeah, we'll see about that. My hope would be to go over the summit to deal with the architect, but if I do so, of course, that's going to put some doom on him. So, like, move, kill is a possibility.
Oh, right, you can...
Yeah, we can go, all of these locations are connected left, right, up, down.
Yeah, and we are at 4 doom, so...
Oh, so then... Oh, so I mean, who cares then? Well, not who cares,
basically,
but you know.
Next turn it'll be an issue, but for now, because it can't advance the act.
No, you're right. So then, what's the important thing? The important thing, Pray, Punch, Die. A new sequel to Eat, Pray, Love. Getting clues is the key, because the location you move to gets +2 Shroud until the end of the round, plus hyperbolic sigils. Not very nice.
Basically, also if you move now, that's 2 horror per action if you don't kill the mad architect. And if you move to the Clouds of Ash...
No, he places a doom when you... He doesn't do damage to you.
No, but you engage it.
Only if you go over the mountain.
Yeah.
Right.
But You do need to get rid of him at some point.
Sure. Oh, yeah, I would. I think having clues would be good, because then I can go over the mountain and
Yeah,
and
true.
place them as well. Directed by
You-
and starring Elizabeth Neal.
You could clear this location.
Well, I only have 5 intellect, which is not a ton.
You could have 6 if
Oh,
you wanted.
yeah.
You do have the encyclopedia.
Well, I mean, only if that was what you were. If yeah, that's that. Sure, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah,
I would appreciate
go for
that.
it.
Thank you very much. So, +2 intellect from the encyclopedia means that Joe can look around these steaming cliffs and see if there's some way for him to manage to find another way back up the summit from the other side. I mean, 7 with the magnifying glass.
Mm.
So yeah, let's do it. 7. I'm going to investigate. 7 to 4. That's a clue.
Oh.
Remember what Encyclopedia Brown told you, kid. It's gonna be hard for me to remember if I don't know. 7 to 4 again.
Poke your pants.
That it right, of course. -3. That's still a clue. Fab. So that's an excellent encyclopedia. And then last action. We've got clues. So now I could move over, but obviously that would be poor for a whole bunch of reasons.
Yeah.
I might try to clear hyperbolic sigils just as a try.
Why not?
Why not? Test willpower 0. Reveal X chaos tokens. X is the amount you succeed by. We're looking to reveal a tablet and or an elder sign. So I'm 3 to 0. Something. Yeah. I'm just gonna go for it. 3 to 0. Okay. So that was my test. It's +1. I'm going to put a insight event back at the bottom of my hunch deck, which will be working a hunch. Seems good. Then, so I've succeeded by 4. Reveal 4 chaos tokens. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, a. Ooh, some fun symbols in there. But one of them is a tablet. So I will discard hyperbolic sigil. That's pretty lucky, actually. Good job, Joe, clearing out those sigils. Nice.
Nice.
I'm quite pleased with that.
Good turn.
Good turns, I would say, all round. Yeah. So we know we've got other things that need dealing with, but that's at least that's okay. We can get the architect. Here we go. Enemy phase. The architect cackles as he continues to plan the doom of the world. And we go to upkeep. That's the ticket. That's what I was looking for. Excuse me. You guys.
Cryptic writings goes
My
away.
cryptic writings. Now, mythos phase, and then we'll discuss our timing, I think, Crosshair. But let's do our mythos phase first. We go to 5 out of 5 doom, which means we remove all doom from play and advance to Agenda 2B, Molten Injection. Ugh. An explosion rocks the air, and a wave of heat and ash sweeps across you. Scattered chunks of tephra fling across the sky, though their trajectories are disjointed by the overlapping space. It's a matter of chance whether you're in the path of any of the debris. In player order, each investigator must decide if Warped Idol is ready, exhaust it. If Immutable Sigil is ready, exhaust it. You can choose lose an action. You cannot move this round. Yikes. Or reveal a random chaos token. If you reveal a skull, cultist, tablet, elder thing, tentacle, or curse, take 2 damage or discard an asset you control. Choose 1.
Oh no, I'd have to discard my empty encyclopedia.
Boo. I'm going to also choose to reveal a token. Not that I'm feeling super lucky, but Is it a matter of chance? I reveal the bad stuff tokens, so I will discard an asset, which is this empty gun.
Yeah. Let me do the same. -3. Fine.
Oh, well, lucky you.
Yeah.
This takes us then to Agenda 3A, ready to blow. Space around the Krakatoa caldera is being stretched further apart with each passing second. The architects must be finishing their designs to transpose Relia to the surface. Is it already too late to stop it? 5 doom. And of course we have encounter cards. We've cleared the caldera. There is an architect at the summit. Let us draw our encounter cards to see what madness awaits. Ooh, Dimensional Fold. I've seen this before. I have to test Agility X. X is 4, the shroud value of my location. If you fail, take a damage and discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Well, I'm going to commit a couple of backpacks to this, because I don't really... They've got agility icons on them. Ah!
I don't think I have anything. Nope.
All right, 5 to 4. Let's see what I can do here. No, well, that's too bad. And I failed by 2 or more, that's okay. The fold is strong, right? These architects are folding space in and around themselves. I'm going to I have to take a damage and discard the top 3 cards of my deck. Well prepared. Segment of Onyx. And another Segment of Onyx. I was wondering where those went. No weaknesses. And that's... Oh.
Of course, there's a music worshipper around as well.
Yikes. All right.
Okay, then.
Okay, indeed. Okay. All right. Crosshair. This brings us back to the beginning of the investigation phase, where I will reveal the top card of my hunch deck. And I know we have worshippers and so on. However, it has been 3 hours, and I realize that I have something else actually to manage this afternoon. So I realize we're only kind of in a weird kind of space, but we just advanced the agenda, so at least there's that.
Yeah, and we still need 6 more clues on the act.
Plus another act beyond that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna take a bit of extra time still. I'd say at least an hour and a half to get through this. So.
I think so too. Which just means that we'll be able to come back to the volcano all refreshed. Aragorn, I assume you mean the space is folding like a sheet as opposed to us, because we're not folding, we're just pausing. We're passing, we're checking, whatever. I play poker, doesn't matter.
Advancing to the other direction.
Exactly. Okay, well, but we know essentially what we're managing to do here. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and in a slightly rushed turn of events, I'm going to tell everybody thank you so much for joining us on Doomed. It's always a good time. There will be no Doomed tomorrow. There will be no Drew Crew tomorrow, but tonight is Punchy as normal, barring some strange twist of fate, of course, but you can always check the Discord for all of the updates, and we hope to see you at Montreal by Moonlight on Sunday as well.
Also, I believe John is streaming.
Oh, yes, in about 2 hours' time, there's a special Requiem Lost edition of RPG Clinic, which I can't wait to tune into. And I'm just going to say thank you all so much for joining me today, or joining us at the volcano. It's very exciting. And so, Crosshair, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll see you next
time.
time.
And everyone.
Oh, yeah, and everyone. Exactly. We'll see you next time on Doomed.
Bye-bye.